What is the single most you'll understand it when you're older thing? Sitting outside in nice weather, just doing absolutely nothing is a gift, and that you can really think of nothing. It's better to be alone than in bad company. This hit me and a friend hard recently. 10 years ago, we were binge-eating pizza and playing FIFA at uni. Nope, closer to 15 now. We were sad. Not everybody's gonna like you, even if you're a good person. How limited your own perspective is. It's something you can really only learn with age. No amount of explaining will help a kid understand how biased they are towards their own lived experience. The importance of good posture and stretching. Sex won't make them love you, and a baby won't make them stay. The phrase, youth is wasted on the young, I would always get so offended hearing that when I was a child, usually spoken to me after I had done some ridiculous feat that took so much energy to do absolutely nothing at all. I know what they meant now, and I'm only in my 30s. The adults that would tell me this were 50 and up, and looking at me so wistfully, I understand. The comments are reflective and carry a sense of wisdom and experience. They touch on different aspects of life and the lessons that come with age. Each comment offers a unique perspective on the things we come to understand as we grow older. Oh man, let me tell you about how limited your own perspective is. When we were younger, we thought we knew everything, right? But as we get older, we realize how biased we are towards our own experiences. It's like no amount of explaining can make a kid understand that. And then there's the phrase, youth is wasted on the young. I used to get so offended when I heard that as a child, but now I totally get it. It's like we have all this energy and time when we're young, but we don't always appreciate it. It's so crazy to think about. Do you have any experiences that made you realize how limited your perspective was when you were younger? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's move right into our next Reddit post. Has anybody had a job they actually liked? If so, what was it? I was a toy designer for about 45 years and loved it. I designed the first 12 Star Wars figures and a bunch of Hot Wheels. I'm retired now and painting. Everyone, there's a legend walking among us. It's all about the people and the management. Your job could be scooping, shoveling, and digging ditches. But if the people you work with are awesome, you have a boss who supports you and wants you to do well at work and beyond, and you have good benefits, that's a great job. I tend to like most of my jobs for about the first 6 months before I realize it's as soul-crushing as the last job I had. When I was in high school, I worked at an amusement park called Kings Island. There was a ride called Whitewater Canyon. They had me sit in this shed back in the woods, and I'd get to launch water cannons at people as they floated by on their boats. It was the best job ever. I would sit back there eating snacks and drenching people. I'm an electrician now. I like it just fine, but nothing compares to the water cannon job. Pizza shop when I was 17. I worked there until I was 22. I met my husband there, and my first baby got to run around the place. I also met some of the friends I still have to this day. The bond we made over that place is incredible. It closed down years ago, but every few years we all still get together and hang out. The pizza shop turned into a bar, so we meet there. That place will forever be special to me. Software engineer for the Danish company that makes plastic bricks. I love every minute. In high school, I worked in a non-chain pizza shop. The owner was never there, and it was just me and my 3 best friends running a pizza shop. I'm not sure how we didn't put it out of business, but my goodness, it was so fun. I once had a job as a freelance proofreader for a publishing company. I loved every minute of my job. I love it so much, I probably should have paid them for letting me do the job. Anyway, I eventually had to quit because I decided I needed a more lucrative job. So I went to law school, became a lawyer, made the money, and eventually retired. Now I proofread for free at a site called Distributed Proofreaders that prepares old books to be translated into digital text. I've been proofreading there for over a dozen years, and I love every minute of it. Once the books are finished, they are free for anyone to download from the Project Gutenberg website. I'm a sign language interpreter. I love my work. This is an exciting and interesting topic. There are so many different jobs and experiences shared here, from designing toys and working at an amusement park to being a sign language interpreter and a software engineer for a famous company. It's amazing to hear about the different types of jobs people have had and the joy they've found in their work. Wow, it's incredible to hear about your experiences. From designing the first Star Wars figures and Hot Wheels to working at an amusement park and meeting your husband, all these stories are so fascinating. It's clear that the people and the environment at work can make such a huge difference in how much you enjoy your job. It's inspiring to hear about the passion and love people have for their work. It makes me wonder, have you ever had a job that you absolutely loved? If so, what was it and what made it so special for you? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's move right into our next Reddit post. If you suddenly had infinite amount of money, what's the first thing you'd buy? My own place to live. Corrected. My husband is homeless and I live in a nursing home. First thing I'd buy is land with a handicap accessible house. Then he has a place to live and I can move in with him again. A funeral for my mother. Edit. My mother died 3 years ago. Her ashes are next to me now. The plot she is supposed to be buried on is being held ransom by my aunt. She refuses to allow my mother to be buried next to her brother and mother unless I pay at least 5 figures. My mother did know this before she died and told me to get some of my more under-the-radar friends to bury her ashes under the cloak of night. Edit 2. Wow, I didn't expect the outpouring of support. My mom would get a real kick out of all this. Thank you all. I have scoped out the area and do plan on doing something. Whoever came in here with the post-hole digger idea, I like that approach. At this point, only 2 things are stopping me. Fear of getting caught. This is a small town, and everyone knows everyone's business. Also, my daughter takes some comfort in Grandma still being around. Final edit. Thank you so much for all the offers to help. I would love to respond to each and every one of you here. I never expected this to take off like it did. It does warm my heart to think there are people out there that will travel at a stranger's plight and dig a grave. Again, my mother would absolutely love this, and I hope she is somewhere smiling at all the attention. I'm not an emotional person, but this thread made it all dusty in here. Again, thank you all. The good toilet paper. The entire country's medical debt. Who can guess which country I'm in? Lawyer here. Contrary to popular opinion, you can't buy us. You can only rent us, like prostitutes, but not as fun. This is a mix of interesting and sad, with some heartwarming moments in the story about the mother's burial. Oh wow, the story about the mother's burial plot being held ransom by the aunt is so heartbreaking. It's amazing to see the outpouring of support and the strength of the individual to want to honor their mother's wishes. The idea of burying the ashes under the cloak of night is both sad and heartwarming at the same time. It's moments like these that restore your faith in humanity. Do you believe the individual should go through with burying the ashes under the cloak of night? Or should they try to negotiate with the aunt to honor the mother's wishes? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's move right into our next Reddit post. What restaurant food chain is the best in the United States? Culver's, cheeseburger and cheese curds. Can't go wrong. Culver's. I am rarely disappointed when I go to one, unlike other chains. Butterburgers are so delicious. The frozen custard is nice. Honestly, Texas Roadhouse. I was shocked at how much of their menu they actually make in-house, which is why their dressings are good and their chili is banging. For a regional fast food burger chain, don't sleep on Cookout. The burgers are great, but you can get a corn dog as a side. You can get a corn dog platter with a side of corn dog and another side of corn dog if you want. And a bomb shake too. I like the banana fudge. As someone who rarely eats fast food, I get a craving for Culver's once in a while. No one's going to mention Freddy's because they're still a bit more regional, but they're easily as good as In-N-Out, Five Guys, or Culver's. I love the smash burgers they have. They won't smash the onions in like an Oklahoma onion burger, but they do make fresh grilled onions. I haven't heard of half of these places. This conversation is very interesting, especially for food lovers. People seem to have very strong opinions on their favorite restaurant food chains. I mean, Culver's is definitely a crowd favorite, and for good reason. Their cheeseburgers and cheese curds really hit the spot, and the frozen custard is out of this world. But then there's Texas Roadhouse with their in-house made dressings and delicious chili, and Cookout with their unique corn dog sides and bomb shakes. I can understand why someone who rarely eats fast food would still get a craving for Culver's once in a while. And Freddy's, while more regional, seems to be loved by those who know it. Have you ever tried any of these food chains? If so, which one is your favorite? And if not, which one are you most curious to try? Well, that's another episode of Ask Reddit in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.